Good evening. Under the Course-Specific Information, Policies, and Procedures tab, it states, verbal agreements that reverse the syllabi between Dr. White and students must be typed by the student and signed by both parties to be valid. Now what that means is if for whatever reason you missed an assignment, you need to type that reason up, type what assignment was missed, meet with you during office hours to discuss whether or not the excuse will be approved for the assignment to be waived. I feel as if that only applies to in-class course people because they're given that one day to give the speech. Whereas if we're taking it online, giving a little bit more opportunity. So if I was in the hospital for whatever reason for 2 days, I still have 5 days to do my assignment. So I don't see a reason as to why you would miss an assignment. Remember, this is primarily a writing class, secondary speech class, because speakers need to write their speeches before giving them. Late speeches will be delivered on the last day of class if the entire class's GPA is below 80%. Next section talks about time limit. Each speaker is given 4 minutes for their presentation, unless noted otherwise. For example, the first video we submitted was a 3-minute video. This is a 5-minute video. 10 points will be deducted for every minute you go over your time limit. So if I submit a 6-minute video this week, 10 points taken off. If I submit a 4-minute video this week, it's safe to assume 10 points will be taken off as well. Anything below 3 minutes just shows poor quality, lacks content, will more than likely receive a bad grade. 20 points will also be deducted from your grade if you talk about 3 or more of these topics. Abortion, AIDS, alcohol and drug abuse, sports, birth control of any kind, child abuse, drinking and driving, drugs in sports, both collegiate and professional, lowering the drinking age, organ donation, teenage pregnancy, teenage suicide, texting and driving, etc., etc. Those are all subjective, biased topics. It's very difficult to talk about and document on those type of topics. You could be pro-life, you could be pro-choice, you could be an organ donor, you could not be an organ donor. It's a real controversial, gray, hazy area. It should just be avoided. The next section talks about presentations. There's a maximum of 10 and a minimum of 4 graded presentations. Research presentations will require documentation. The Holy Bible is not considered an accredited resource unless backed by scholarly research. Failure to speak on an assigned day will result in a 0. Also, failure to submit your video before 6 a.m. on a Thursday also will result in a 0. The last section discusses speaking notes. If you use no speaking notes whatsoever, you'll be rewarded 7 points on your presentation. However, if you do decide to use speaking notes, you have 2 options. Option number 1, you can use one side of a 3x5 index card, which is what I did here. Option number 2, you can use an informal outline, 1 page typed on an 8.5-inch sheet of paper. If you write on both sides of the index card or type more than 1 page or type a formal outline instead of an informal outline, you will receive a 0. A detailed rubric will be used to assess student performance. Copies will be made for the student for feedback and learning outcomes. So if we have a bunch of weak areas where we may be lacking eye contact or speaking with our cards like this, then you will address such and we can benefit ourselves in the future so we don't make those same mistakes, and it will help us as becoming better speakers. Any conferences to discuss academic matters need to be calling first to make an appointment with you so we can discuss those topics. This is my summary of the syllabus. Once again, thank you for your time and your attention.